Welcome to Pillow Talking Podcast. It's JT.
And NeNe?
And guys, we are finally back. We haven't really been gone, but life. This is a whole new world for us because we finally had our baby. She's actually right here. You can't really see her though.
Yeah, but she's here.
She's literally right here. But yeah, so that's kind of where we've been. So it's kind of been an adjustment. So we've been kind of, handling that.
Yeah.
So lots been going on as far as the world we live in.
Yep.
From still dealing with Corona. I mean, we
have nothing to say about
July.
it.
So we have Corona. We have crazy dust storms. We've had rainstorms. It's hot as I don't know what Louisiana. I mean, it's literally everything has happened in 2020, from celebrities tripping to bad movies on Netflix to Entanglements to everything that you can.
Death. Not that hasn't been
right,
going on,
but I mean,
like
even the whole thing with like Meg Thee Stallion, like
what the heck?
I mean, like yeah. So we have this podcast. I guess we're gonna kind of get back to our old format. We always used to have kind of a format of things we saw on social media that we thought were interesting, and then we would have our talk about whatever relationship topic we're gonna do, and then close it out with some craziness. But only thing I really want to talk about this week, well, two things. Of course, Kanye's tripping, but I feel like that's a conversation that I don't really want to talk about, because when you start talking about people's mental state and health, it gets kind of tricky. So I don't want to make fun of or light of whatever he's going through.
Right.
Because whatever he's going through is, whether it is for marketing, even if he's doing it to promote an album, it is still weird. Something is unstable about this guy. I mean, to say that about Rosa Parks and all that.
Well, even his family on YouTube, because there was that was a shock to them.
Right.
That he posted all of
I mean, Twitter.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Twitter. That he posted all of their names on there and stuff like that. So that was a shock for me. I was like, whoa.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's like he's having a meltdown. And so I'm sitting there like, this is not the stuff you make fun of. Like, I'm literally, when I'm saying I'm going to pray for Kanye, that's like literally all I'm going to do. Because there's no more, it's wasting my life to talk about his mental health.
Yeah, you can clearly see his mental health.
Yeah, it's not a game no more. Like, something's wrong with him. Even if, like I said, even if he is doing it to promote his new music,
still, I mean,
something, you have to be unstable.
Yeah. Just
like the whole thing with Jada and August, like that clearly was an attempt to promote.
Yeah.
Or even if it wasn't just to promote his music, that was a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had an album come out, he had a song come out called Entanglement,
right?
To keep it going. So I mean, it's just one thing after another one, man.
Yeah.
And of course,
but he was unstable too. So he got some little, because when he said he could die now.
Yeah, that's weird, man. And the whole thing, even with Meg Thee Stallion, like I don't even know, that whole story is confusing. Like
that is
like she got. I remember when they said she went to jail. Then it was like, no, she didn't go to jail. She goes to the hospital. She stepped on glass.
Yeah.
Then it's Sunday, I think she put out a report that she got shot. Then they said it was Tory Lanez, and they said it wasn't Tory Lanez. But then they said Tory Lanez was shooting back at somebody.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know what. Yeah. It's like everything is just going crazy, bro. Like everything,
it's ridiculous.
I don't know.
First of all, they were on live in the pool drinking with Kylie Jenner right before.
Yeah.
Like, then
the curse is real, man. I tell people that the Kardashian curse is a real thing. Like people who
that man said he is the way he is because of his wife and him. Like he said that. That man said that.
Okay, like I said, I'm not talking about that.
Okay, but I'm just.
We're not talking about
the Kardashians.
I'm not talking about anything that Kanye. Like when I said that, I wasn't joking. I refuse to talk about anything that's coming out of his mouth right now, because he is clearly
off the
unstable.
rails.
Yeah, so I refuse to even acknowledge, share video. I'm not even gonna do that. I refuse to be a part of the.
And I think a lot of people are like you at the moment, because I haven't really seen a lot of people been
Okay,
sharing
you
it.
don't be on Twitter.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm talking about on Facebook.
Anyway,
I don't be on Twitter. It's boring.
I want to talk about the movie Fatal. What is it?
Attraction. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Okay. So of course, if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert. But I mean, you probably have seen it because it's the same movie.
Over.
As obsessed as the same.
Perfect stranger.
Yeah. So those weird like I'm a murder. I'm gonna stalk you and murder the guy you with or girl you with.
Yeah.
And but the interesting part that kind of goes into a topic I want to address, because we also were watching Greenleaf today, and it was another show too where women not justify, but like you see a reoccurring theme that women basically talk to other men when they don't feel wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why they cheat. Like
we've seen that twice.
Yeah, like
in the past 2 shows we watched, which is Fatal Attraction and Greenleaf
and Insecure.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, it's kind of been a reoccurring theme across
talk about it.
shows that that when women don't feel like I'm gonna let you lead this conversation because you try to explain it to me. So, what exactly are these people trying to portray in these TV shows about men and women and feeling wanted and all that stuff?
Okay, so I mean, you used to say this all the time. Like women are emotional people. I didn't want to admit that at first, but I mean, I'm starting to see now with these shows. Clearly, these girls is cheating because they men don't,
Right.
Whereas men, they don't even be knowing why they cheat sometimes. Like it's just like it happened, like it was just in a moment. So for
like
women,
I said, I don't want to interrupt you. I think men most likely cheat not from an emotional connection, but it's like an ego or like just a nature. You know what I'm saying?
Or,
it's like
or a lack of maybe sex or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like when women cheat, it's because they are literally to a point or been pushed to a point that they feel like they need to
attention
or they need something from somebody else.
Yeah, or some kind of
emotional stability. Yeah,
and then that just leads to sex sometimes.
Yeah,
or something sexual. Yeah,
but for me, I don't know. I think it's like we were talking about it. I think it's a legitimate excuse, but I don't think it should be a justified excuse.
Yeah,
because in all the shows,
it is justifiable.
The women all explain it in a way that you should forgive me and take me back because I felt like this.
Because you did this to me.
You made me feel unwanted. So
it's basically you provoked me.
And I just don't like that narrative.
I don't like that either because a guy could say that too.
That's what I'm saying. But like how they make it look on these TV shows and movies, like, because let's go back to Fatal Attraction. In the show, her husband really wasn't talking to her, and she was unhappy in the relationship.
But it really was her,
and she never talked to him about it.
Yeah.
Instead of talking to him like, "Hey, look, I'm unhappy. I'm really feeling unfulfilled, not really loved. Let me just spark up a new relationship with a former friend
and tell him that I'm
not
happy, but I never tried to talk to my husband about it because, like, she felt that he was sick, so she never did. Like, it's literally you.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, we have to be able to talk about when you're in a serious relationship, and especially marriage. You have to be able to communicate things you don't like and things you like. Like, that should be the easiest thing. Ground. Like, and I know why it's hard, because we don't like to have tough conversations. We don't want to seem weak. We don't want to say, look, I feel like this, or, you make me feel like this, or I need you to do this. We don't like to say stuff like that. A lot of people have walls up, even with their spouses, that I don't want them to feel like I need them for this. If that makes sense.
Yes. That makes 100%. Especially, I guess, especially in the beginning too. If you come from like an independent mindset, you know,
right? And
she had her own.
And that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people don't. So let's just say you're married. If you're unhappy, a lot of people would rather pretend to be happy or nothing's wrong or I'm good. I promise you I'm fine. Than sit down and have that uncomfortable talk. Like, look, I'm not happy,
right?
But because I've said it now, we can work on it.
Well, that goes into the one part on Insecure too with the husband and the wife who had the baby. She never talked about how she felt.
Right.
She just ran away, like did this crazy thing, like.
Right.
She never talked about it to anybody.
That's what I'm saying. So I think the issue, and I don't want to really focus too much on the cheating. I want to look at the ways you could prevent that, especially for women, because they seem to, as we've seen countless times, they tend to not want to express
speak about
their unhappiness or the feelings they have. And I feel like you have to be in a place where, as a man, that you create a space where they can say how they feel. And as a woman, you have to be able to express those feelings too, and not be the strong woman all the time. Not be, and it goes both ways. Not be the strong man. Be able to have this, I guess, environment and relationship that allows you to be weak at times.
Yep. And that goes both ways.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah. I also want to say, to touch on that, like there's different ways you can do that. Even if you're not if you're shy or whatever, like it's just hard for you to express it talking wise, then you can write a note, write a letter to your man or your woman, whatever, blah blah, blah, you know. Right. It's a bunch of ways you could communicate is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you can write notes. You can.
Nothing is wrong with none of that. I mean, notes,
some people can't. Like you said, some people
put it into words.
So they write notes, or you can do phone calls, voicemails, voice memos.
Something, yeah.
I mean, it's different ways to
face
talk.
To face. Okay, yeah.
Some people like to talk face to face, but maybe not at home. Maybe you need to go out to a restaurant.
That's
or
a good idea.
Something like that. Like you never know. Like just create the environment, and you can avoid so many problems like cheating and unhappiness and all the toxic stuff you see in relationships can be avoided just by communicating.
Yeah, it's so crazy how our minds sometimes, put communication past everything, and it's just I have nothing else to do. There's nothing else I could do.
And we never even talked about it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Step one is we haven't even talked about it. Can we talk? We lay down. We can literally have sex with each other, but we can't talk about the stuff that bothers us. We can't talk about the stuff we're afraid of, the stuff that is really heavy on our hearts.
Yeah.
And I'll see people that they can't do it with their spouse, but they can do it with their best friend. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's weird.
I agree.
You're in a serious relationship with somebody, but you would rather go to your best friend.
I do not believe in that.
Than your partner. Now, some stuff, especially if it's a male related issue or a female or
issue. Yeah.
If you have a best friend, for me, I have plenty of guy friends. If it was a male issue, I would go to them probably, but at the same time, I still can go to my wife. It's nothing that I can talk to them about that I can't talk to her about. Mm-hmm. That's how it should be. I don't know. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I feel that way too. I mean, if it's simple female stuff, then I would probably go to one of my family members or my friends, but I'll probably just tell you because I forget that you're a boy sometimes.
And you know what I realized? And I really want your honest thoughts on the situation, not your funny thoughts. With the whole Trey Songz, the whole August Alsina, Will and Jada situation.
Yeah,
I know that happened a while ago.
Yeah,
but to me, I really, and like I said, it's so hard to tell with Will because he's an amazing actor. But he was giving me that he was still mad about it.
He was giving me that he was hurt.
That's what I'm saying.
He was about to cry.
I was talking to one of my homies. How do you know? Because he's such a great actor. This is the same guy who gave us all these iconic moments. He gave us how come you don't want me, man?
Emotions,
he gave us the crazy guy in what's call it he gave us all these amazing moments.
But I don't know, man. I felt like this was a real moment, babe. I felt like this was all when he was crying to his Uncle Phil, and then he thought about his real daddy, and he started bawling.
I don't know, because you it's so.
But like, why would he fake that? Like, why would he act like he
because
heard?
he's a great actor.
No, but why would he do
because
that?
they probably was like, okay, what's the best way for us to handle this situation?
Well, no, because in that it literally, let me tell you how it looked to me. It literally looked like, let's say he was an actor.
Right.
It looked like he was still hurt. Yes. Like he probably pushed it on, like, because she said that he did his stuff. So he she never probably gave him room to feel sad. Like, you can't feel sad because you did, you know what I'm saying? You did with your dirt.
Right.
So that probably brought everything to the forefront, and then it made her look like she just didn't care because she just kept talking. Like, she never acknowledged nothing about his fate, like nothing about him being sad. Yeah, she just was talking. Like, it was like,
I don't think she.
It's old. Like, I don't care.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I don't know if he was like it. It's so old that technically they knew this happened. This is not new.
But maybe, maybe he could have. Now, let's say she said he did something wrong, like he wasn't loving her like he should have, etc. Maybe he was thinking about that. Like, maybe he was sad that he messed up. You know what I'm saying? Or like he hurt her and brought her to that point in life.
I just don't see why he would be so visibly mad.
I don't think he was mad. I think he was hurt, like sad.
I don't know. I feel like he was mad that it got out.
The way that, I'm sure, I would be mad even if that was old, babe. Like, I would be mad that he did that, like, because it felt like he did that without their, he didn't talk to them or nothing. He just did that, like, for an album. Like, I really feel like he did.
I also think that the whole situation, and he understood it too, that it made his wife look bad, and nobody wants their wife to look bad. Like,
right,
even if y'all not like the perfect couple, like, nobody, you don't want your wife to be the butt of the joke.
And Will understands social media, and they understand people gonna talk, like, so he probably.
And I think this is the first time that Will has ever looked human.
Yeah,
because he's always been the Fresh Prince, perfect woman,
like,
perfect
everybody's
life,
favorite uncle.
It's like. It's kind of like in a movie, Bad Boys, when he got shot and everybody's like, wow, like something bad can happen to him.
Michael Lowry.
Yeah, so it's like, man, that's our Fresh Prince, and he, you know what I'm saying? Like,
something happened to him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
it was tough to watch. I only could watch certain clips because it got, like I said, it just felt like they were kind of acting, so I just turned it off, to be real with you. Like,
I feel like he was kind of, something was there, obviously. Like, whether it was anger, sadness, fear of just his wife, telling her story or whatever and what people would think about her, something was there. Because I don't know.
I know
it's a difference between the acting eyes. It was his eyes that was just, I was like, oh my God.
But you say that, but he's such a great actor.
He is a great actor, but I'm a female too. And I feel like we are emotionally connected to people sometimes, so...
I don't know. That's a
but
tricky
it
one
was different. I don't know. Like, I never saw him like that. Like, I never saw him like that. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. And like the craziest part.
And he know that he did.
The craziest part for me is that people always use the stuff like that and be like, if this is what marriage is, I don't want it. Like,
facts.
First off, nobody told you to make Will and Jada your
Second off,
goals.
they said they had a bad marriage. Like,
Second. Like, that's my point. Like,
they know
there's plenty of good marriages, but they don't sell. Like, drama-free relationships don't sell.
It does not sell, and that's so sad.
For example, Steph and Aisha Curry have one of the best relationships. When do we only hear about them?
Whenever somebody's
complaining. Drama. Yeah. We don't hear about them being good parents. We don't hear about all their business stuff.
We never hear about them being good parents.
We never hear that. We hear about when Aisha said after her baby she felt
she needed attention. Yeah.
Because her husband was getting attention all the time, and nobody. She had a
bad.
moment of weakness.
She felt like, first of all, every last person who been pregnant. I don't know why.
That's why I'm saying, like,
you be acting dumb.
Every woman should have, instead of woman has jumping on her throat, should be like, I understand. Like, I've been pregnant.
Like, we get it.
I know, like. Yeah, you trying to shake. Imagine you trying to shake.
We know
back,
what you mean.
You trying to shake your body back from pregnancy,
and
which
all
is
these,
crazy.
You don't know if you gonna get it back.
And then on top of that, while you're trying to shake your yourself back. Your husband literally gets bombarded by the finest women in the world on a nightly basis.
Every day. No, I couldn't do that. That would probably. I'd be like.
And that's why I was
I'd
trying
be
to tell
probably
people in the
depressed.
comments. I was like, yeah, I think what she said, she should have explained it better.
Yeah.
Because she said it in a way, she took probably a conversation she had with Steph that was more raw and more.
And put it on there.
And put it publicly where now people don't really have a context.
Yeah.
But what she was saying was 100% valid. Like,
it is.
I'm just trying to, like, nobody can imagine being married to a superstar athlete.
That's
Think about all y'all women right now who married, listen to this show. Think about if your husband or your boyfriend, every day, Instagram models, cheerleaders,
everybody
trying
around
to
him.
DM him, talk to him,
Flirt
and they
with
know
him,
you in front of you. They don't care.
They know he married you or dating you. Like, they know.
Just think about that every day. I'm not talking about once a month. Every day.
Yeah.
If he goes to the grocery store, if he goes to the gym, if he takes a walk down the street, somebody go ask for a picture, somebody go stop and follow him. A girl, you know what I'm saying? Just imagine that.
Yeah, he got stalkers probably.
Groupies.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, even us on normal people, us people who just day-to-day people, like, we sometimes can't handle that.
That's what I'm saying.
We can't handle our body like that. Like, all that stuff about depression and all of that stuff. Our body goes into that too. Like, thinking of, oh, I hate myself, I hate my body. That all falls under that category too. Right. So it's like everybody experiences that. I don't. Most people.
The whole point of me bringing them up is to say that nobody talks about good marriages.
Yeah.
Nobody shows all the healthy marriages in mainstream media. We see the drama and that portrayed. Like I always tell people, you have to stop looking at. You have to change what you look at. Like if you want to get married, you can't look at Love and Hip Hop and Shade Room and then say this is why I don't want to get married.
Right.
You have to follow people who promote healthy marriages, who promote
the marriage
love,
you want.
who promote right. Like why you whatever you invest your time into. So if you invest your time into Shade Room and these messy posts and all that, that's what you're gonna reap. Like you go end up in that same shape. Like if that's all you're doing is putting yourself in mess and looking at mess.
Yep.
Of course your relationship will be messy.
Because that's all you know.
That's all you know to look for.
You're not feeding yourself with nothing positive.
You're not feeding yourself with tools.
How to be a wife. Like what to look for. Like
no
tools at all.
Like and then that's what just makes me so mad because every time something negative happens, people always say this is why I don't want to get married.
I hate that. This is why. I hate that period.
Right.
This is why when they see something bad about a church, this is why I don't go to church.
Right.
Like they
but
just
all the million other churches that do good stuff.
Like y'all
never share.
See that? Yeah, like
y'all never stop.
Yeah.
Y'all, it's just the whole. Right. When people don't want to do something or
it's always
they'll hold on to one thing to say
literally.
This is why. Like
no.
Like literally
no.
like. I can show you for every Will and Jada, there's people who've written books about healthy marriages without any kind of drama, like
any kind of drama. Like
stayed ahead of the drama. Like
people were so. I had read one of the comments under there, and a girl, she was like, this is not true. Like they were like, this is why marriages don't work or whatever. And she was like, "No, that's not true." And they was like, every person that cheated in a marriage.
That's
like,
not true.
Somebody. So a girl was like, "That's not true." My grandma and like my grandparents been married for like 50 years. Nobody's ever cheated. Like, right. And I'm like, thank you. They were shocked.
It's people who,
and it's crazy.
It go both ways. Like some marriages won't ever have to deal with cheating. It might be something else.
Yeah.
It might be.
We're not saying there won't be no problem.
But we're saying that every marriage is not the same.
Yeah, and we're also saying for better or for somebody put for better or for worse. That's what for better or for worse is. It was like
I mean, it's true.
Through cheating or whatever, but don't make it. Yeah, it's a choice.
It's a choice.
It's a choice.
You can it's plenty of documented cases where people have cheated and stay together and work through it because you can work through it. Mm-hmm. Like just like you work through anything. Right. But at the same token, you don't have to go into a marriage thinking that somebody go cheat or somebody
right.
go,
or that I gotta take his or her cheating. Like, no.
Or like I said, you might get married to somebody who is the most faithful person ever, but they suck at something else.
Yeah.
And now that's y'all issue that y'all work on for the rest of y'all marriage.
Right.
They might be bad with finances, but hey, that's what y'all work on. Y'all get better every day.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's all I got on that.
Yep.
I mean, the only other thing I saw that was cool, and nobody's sharing it because it's not drama. Of course, the NBA is trying to start back up, and so far they've been doing a really good job with the whole bubble and
I saw that too. That was pretty. Wow.
No
cases.
COVID-19 cases.
That was great.
And yeah, so
we
that's
need
all
to do
I
a
got.
bubble here.
Well, that's what somebody was saying. Like they was like maybe.
So what actually is the bubble? Can you explain what it is?
So they pretty much, and I'm gonna say this in the most basic way, they bought Disney World out. They built basketball courts at Disney World, built barbershops, built
like their own little place.
It's their own world.
Yeah.
They can't leave and nobody can come in.
Wow.
It's literally a bubble. Once you're in for the rest of the season.
Mm.
If you leave, you got to quarantine for like 14 days. And you're not getting paid for the games you miss.
Okay.
It was a bubble.
Well, that's what I wanted our parents to do. Shucks, lock our parents down. Like, lock it down. And whatever inside, lock it down. Like I don't care. I think it would have been better.
And it works because, I mean, like you said, you keep everybody in a space and don't let them out. And bubble works.
They take it by charge. I mean, take it by force that for them few weeks, and then everybody should be good after that.
Right.
Yeah, everybody come out negative. Like, that's called control. I think that's called control. Yeah. Like, I don't know what it's called. Something control. Like,
yeah, you control the environment.
Yeah,
and then
environmental control.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to see live sports. So hopefully that works out because football will work out.
And we're also in Louisiana. We're on stage 2. I mean, we are in phase 2, like still until August 2nd.
August 2nd. I know we are like 5th in the nation right now for cases.
Crazy, bro.
But I mean, like I said, we started at a high point too. So it's not like we started at the bottom and worked our way. We literally been at the top. Yeah. And matter of fact, we are gonna be always the number 1 or number 2 in whatever's bad. So if it's like who's the worst in education, Louisiana probably could be 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Who has the most disease? Probably Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
Worst weather? Probably Louisiana. I mean, we're literally always number 1 or 2 when it comes to negativity. Like highest crime, probably Louisiana.
Definitely top 5, probably 6. Yeah.
Yeah, like we're always top 5 for negative stuff
all the time.
So it's not surprising that while states like New York and other places are moving to phase 4 and phase 3,
it's so crazy to me because New York was like number 1.
Are stuck in phase 2.
It's wild.
And I mean, a part of me is like, I don't really care because it don't affect my life. It really don't. Like phase 2 or phase 4 don't matter. Like I'm still gonna do the same stuff. Like I don't. Only thing that's weird now is the whole mask mandate, wearing a mask everywhere, and how to me it doesn't make sense. Some of the places you have to wear a mask and some of the places you don't. Because like I don't have to wear a mask while we're at the restaurant, but while I'm walking to the door and walking to my car, I have to have one on. Right. It's kind of weird.
It is.
Like, I don't know. So that's kind of the whole spiel about us here in South Louisiana.
Yeah, it's weird. That's all I got to say. Then they were saying, what's crazy is, okay, so our schools are supposed to start in September. Well, my kids' classes, kindergarten, is supposed to start in like September.
Yeah, I don't know how school's gonna work. I think I'm gonna tell you the plan for school that I think will work. I think they should start school virtually, and then work it back to face to face as we progress with everything. Mm-hmm. Like that's the only plan that could work. No other plan makes sense.
I feel like, I think right now, well, they do in some days virtual, some
Yeah,
days
that's
it's
stupid.
in
I really think
person.
we should
Because I would forget.
start school virtually,
But I think that's for older kids.
start school virtually, and then as we get deeper into the school year, have a plan to get back to face
Yeah, I think our kids,
instruction.
like younger kids though, are going to school.
So
Like,
like it's either that or just push school year back. So that's the only two things we do. We extend the summer break or we start virtually. Anything else doesn't make sense.
But
So,
I am glad they're starting in September though instead of August.
Right.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I don't really. It's one of those things like it's just school. Like you gotta. School is school. Like whatever they say you gotta do, you gotta do.
Yeah, but what's crazy is what we were saying in Vermilion Parish. They're talking about masks, right? So there's they're saying that people can't wear. They're trying to figure out what kind of mask they can wear because if it's a solid color or whatever, our uniforms is red, blue, etc. Whatever. They're talking about like they can't be gang related. So like they're like trying to figure out what colors can be
black, white.
And then so some parents are mad because they're like, oh, my kid wanted a such and such kind, Ninja Turtle kind.
Yeah, I really don't.
And they were like, we can't do that because it's gang related. Like they could be gang related.
That stuff is dumb to me.
What?
Like that's stupid. Like just keep it simple. Wear a white or a black mask. Call it a day. Like why are we fighting over mask color? Like that's irrelevant.
That's what a lot of people. They were like of all the things that we could be talking about, we're talking about masks.
That should be the
complaining and
most
fighting.
basic stuff. Like let's keep everything. Stop arguing over dumb stuff. Like
first of all, like what? Yeah, it's just wild. Like
yeah, the whole thing is wild. But I hope everybody has a productive rest of 2020. That's my prayer for everybody.
Yeah.
I hope you all stay healthy, stay positive.
Yeah.
Continue to chase your dreams, even during the pandemic.
Yeah. There's lots of stuff to do.
Be ready to pivot. Make sure you always, are ready in case something happens or you need to change something or go here or do something. Like, just stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Let's come out of this thing on top.
Right. Oh, shout out, man. Look, we got our pillow.
Yeah. We have our pillow.
Shout out to Seth and Melanie. I don't know if you can see the pillow. I don't know if it's going to focus on it.
I don't know. I just see like that.
Yeah. But we got our pillow from The Anatomy of Marriage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because guess what?
It's really cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
We don't have to fight about this.
We don't.
We can talk it out. You can communicate.
We're going to use that when we have a fight.
We're going to try it. We're going to
see.
Right
before we have a fight.
We're going to try it.
I'm going to be like, you know what?
Pillow time.
Yeah, we don't have to fight over this.
We have our pillow coming too, by the way. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned, guys, for our pillow.
This is dope.
Very exciting.
Cool. Yeah, man. That's it. Thank you guys for listening. We do have some more collaboration episodes coming out because most of the world, like we just said, is still at home. So everybody's it's fun to talk to people, fun to kind of just see other people alive and breathing. So we definitely gonna still be partnering up with people and working on stuff. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
That's another episode. Pillow Talking. Deuces.
Peace, guys.
Have a good night.